Stephanie Anderson, one of the wives of the NFL, wants to know about Annie Muriel Bennett and Ardelia Lowe. I feel like one of these is her mom. I feel like Annie Muriel Bennett must be her mom. Stephanie Anderson. I feel like she passed away recently. And Ardelia Lowe. How are they doing? No specific questions. I just want to know that they're okay. Thank you for sharing such an amazing opportunity. I had no idea about your loss, but I'm truly praying God will strengthen you and give you the desires of your heart today, sis. Thank
That's
you.
really nice.
Very.
The Ardelia Lowe,
Okay.
she's much easy to get a hold of.
Okay.
Um, and that is a big love connection. Like, Ardelia has the energy of like wanting to take care of, helping and assisting, whereas the first name I felt is a little more emotional and reserved, not popping up right away,
Annie
like
Muriel Bennett.
that
I
one.
feel like that's her mom.
The Annie one is kind of like still raw emotion and still
Yeah.
like, but everything is healthy, fine, and good. I don't see any red flags or tears, so there's nothing needed on your end. But seeing how there is a lot of high emotion and big love over here, I think calming down, whether you're into prayer or meditation or mindfulness, find a method of kind of giving space to the subtle communication. And these two lovely ladies are going to be more prominent in your life. I think why they're arm's length away is not knowing really how to help or be present for you. So give them the space and see what they come up with. But everything is really good.
Okay, I love hearing
No
that.
needs. I do too.
And if that is your daughter, she's beautiful. So, okay, so
I just heard thank you.
okay. Okay. Um Mark Laylock. You probably know him, Jamie. It looks like follows channeling Eric and stuff and is complimenting. He loves you and the work and stuff.
Thank
Okay, so Marshawn, I could ask if my little deer head chihuahua that was hit by a car and died on July 12th, 2017, is he doing okay? His name is Scooby Doo.
Oh
My
my
heart has
God.
been hurting since then. I miss him very much. He was only 10 months old.
A baby. I was like, oh, so here's your job. Go get me
Scooby
Scooby.
Doo.
Get me Scooby Doo.
I love that name.
Okay. Everything is okay. Oh my gosh, repetitive, fast language. Okay. Everything's okay. Scooby Doo is okay.
Good.
Um,
Love it.
Listen, Scooby crossed over immediately. There is no pause. There was no lingering. I almost feel like Scooby's soul was snatched before the actual impact because Scooby Doo has zero memory of any kind of impact, pain, hurt, or injury.
Thank
None,
God.
nothing. Just blank. And is still trying to figure out how to come home. So that terminology, actually, Scooby is wanting another incarnation to come back to the family as a restart
Looks like you
and
got to get another dog, Mark.
wanting to come back to you. That's right. She's ready whenever, right? She didn't go through the trauma like you did. Her life was very different. She was having a great time, all these experiences, and then lights out. So she's looking to jump back in, go for another round. Whereas for you, Mark, it might be time to address the guilt or guilt. Guilt. Oso says guilt. I like that Oso's chiming in. This
That's
is
my
great.
doggy, Mark.
This is yeah, this is fun. That of not being in control or not knowing the whereabouts and why this happened. Please, Mark, you can take it off your shoulders. Life does happen. What's fun about being on Earth is not everything is written in stone. It's all written in sand, and our free will manipulates and grows that so we can have these experiences. And Scooby offered this experience to you to understand kind of the loss of a child, really is what it is at this point. with animals, how we care for them and how they're in our family. And when you are ready, Mark, you go look into the eyes of all the little creatures that you find attracted to you, and you're going to find Scooby number two. Instead of Scooby Doo, Oso says Scooby Two.
I love it.
That is.
I love it, you guys.
Oso is under the camera and behind the screen, so I can't see unless I look down. I
Thank
know
you,
that might look funny.
Osie. Thank you,
Thank you
Oso
so much,
Bear.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Aw, Scooby too. I love it.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, it's so cute. So cute. Brenda Perman-Espinoza. I want to say happy birthday to my grandma, Lavana Leggett. Does she visit us? We love and miss her so much.
She says, "Oh, that's me." Did you hear that? Please tell me something gets picked up on this. We got to get some phenomena on these recordings.
Right, I'll listen after.
It's cold. I got goosebumps just on this side. God, I wish that would be great if you could see that. She's
I can
right
kind of
here.
see it right there.
What does she want? What?
She wants to tell you happy birthday. Your granddaughter Brenda wants to tell you happy birthday, and she wants to know if you
Oh,
guys,
she loves a party.
if you visit them, and that they love and miss you so much.
Oh, yep, she visits everybody in the family.
Oh, cool.
And she likes being the center of attention and she likes her party. Thank you so much for acknowledging it. She loves you dearly too. And she's telling you you've been pushing, like literally or figuratively. She's been encouraging you and pushing you to go ahead and finish up making some of these decisions you're stuck on. And she says if you just look at it, it's pretty much a yes across the board. She swings her arm like that.
I love yes. Are you doing good?
Oh, God, I love the way this woman talks. Oh, I'm so happy. She's doing great. We could give her a microphone and a drink, and we would have like 2 hours of content.
I love it.
Oh, she thinks that's funny.
I love it. Well, I'll pass the message on to your granddaughter. I love your granddaughter. She's a sweetie pie.
She's blowing kisses. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Randy Clark. Randy Clark. Griffen, he was a fan of your dad's when he played football, so he has a question. I have a question. I'd like to know that my mom and dad are okay. Janet and Ted Clark. If it's too much trouble, it's okay. Thank you, Miss Marchand. It's never too much trouble, Randy. So, Janet and Ted Clark.
They are together.
They are.
And they stand next to each other. It even appears they're holding hands. So if there was any difficulty or conflict when they were living, that is all resolved.
I love that.
That is some really kind romance I'm looking at. That's interesting.
Oh, I love that.
I can hear the mom talking, but it's not loud. So it really requires you to get calm and pretty steady. She's mentioning to her son that she really approves of all the choices that he had to make, and some of it was on her behalf. It's some of it what he's been having to do he didn't want to do. So what is that, like responsibility from somewhere else that kind of lands on your lap that you manage it?
You have to take care of it, yeah.
She says that's going to go away. And when that goes away, she's really interested in you having a lot more freedom. So take a harder look at the schedule that you've created for yourself and maybe see if you can pull some of these things out and give yourself more time. But not to be so concerned about us. The father showing me an image of the son almost feels like the scales are tipped without the parents there, that there's some kind of elderly response and he still feels not old enough. I think some of us feel like that.
A lot of us.
And the father is saying that's not what's being expected. So please take your time in your life and do what you need to do, that there is no expectation, your father says. I have to tell you, that was said with the sweetest of tone, with like his father has a good man voice.
Right.
And like to hear that could heal like anybody's story, just to hear it said like that.
His son comes across as a real sweetheart.
Mother agrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's saying thank you for this time. She's thanking you personally, Marshawn.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you, sweetheart. Thank you. I loved y'all's answer because sometimes we do feel responsible for things that we shouldn't be responsible for.
Yeah. Griffin says it's nice. You don't have to grow up.
Right. And your parents are giving you permission. Focus on yourself. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. I love it. Thank you for coming. I'll get that message down. Love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so Samir Padula. Okay. Hi, my name is Samir, and I'm from India. My dad. Phananindra.
He says
P-H-A-N.
he's crossed over.
Okay. Phanindra. Phanindra Vidula. Vedula. Phanindra Vidula has passed away recently. I'd like to know if he has any messages for me, for Samir, looks like his son. I'm guessing that Samir is a man, right? I just took it that way, so if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'd like to know if he has any messages for me and my mom, and also is he at peace? Also, if he has any message for, do you have any messages for him and for your mom? And is he at peace? Also, I've been suffering from anxiety and depression lately and would like to know what my spiritual mission is. Also, I'd like to know whether I am an indigo child or starseed. Thanks and lots of love to Griff, Griff's mom, Jamie, and Eric. Eric, you got a call out. Eric Meadows.
When you started reading, the gentleman to the back here says, "This is going to be about me." And he slightly like moves forward in the small crowd that we have. He's not very animated. He's very calm. When he asked, "Is my father happy or is he okay?"
Right.
He's unsettled. And why he's unsettled, he was explaining because his family is unsettled. And when you were asking the last question, I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what the dad was just previously discussing, that Samar has the anxiety and that he's upset. The father feels he's in a position to give knowledge to the cause and help the son. And that is the only reason why the father is unsettled. The father wanted to mention there was such care and precision done around his crossing, his celebration of crossing, what was offered, what was laid out. There seemed to be something a little bit longer than maybe what we do here in the states, which is like a one-time funeral celebration kind of a thing. I see that there are different days of he's not calling it anything but offering. To speak to your anxieties is to acknowledge, the father said, acknowledge that you are taking on too much in life, responsibility wise. He says this is not about a weak constitution in the head or chemical imbalance, but this is about the perception of who you need to be. And you have no one at this time to ground you, not even mother. Mother doesn't have the strength or understanding how to help you ground. So this may feel lonely, but you are not alone. Please to know the difference. Please know the difference. Thank you. And working with someone who can help you understand the bigger picture, the grand scheme, the severity of what you're going through, Samar, is going to be quite important, whether that's a life coach, a different kind of therapist that you resonate with, has to speak your language. No medication needed at this time, but mental clarity will help that anxiety lift. And um, you're going to have to say no to a few things you're doing and close things up and back away. And that might bring up feelings of failure, trigger of being not good enough. And the Father is saying no. He says it's an awareness of you've gone down one path too far that didn't fit. So you must say thank you to the path, close it up so that you have another opportunity that fits who you are today. That is all I wish to say, he says. He has these very small hand gestures, nothing, grand, not like this woman, which was so much fun. Very, very little. He gives thanks to you, Marshawn, for being here. He gives thanks to me, and you're walking away. He's walking away.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So zen, Jamie. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like it's appropriate now to ask if Indigo Child or Starseed. I feel like just taking on too much.
Indigo Child.
Okay, Indigo Child. There you go.
Yeah, they like to break the stuff down. They like to go where it's not working right and tear it apart so that they can fix it.
Feel everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the question, and thank you. Your daddy came, and I love that. So sweet. I can listen to Indian people all the time. They're so wise.
Right? There's some extra sense of being connected.
Oh yeah, they just kick the knowledge like bam. Right? Totally. Okay, so
Griffen, don't mind all the other cultures that we just put down.
I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just bringing one up. Right? Right. Let's see here. We got a lot of thank yous. I just want to thank you guys so much. We did get a lot of thank yous, which I was looking for.
Thank you. I'd love to say to all the viewers that are giving thanks and you found solace here or got your question answered, share it with someone else.
Right.
Marshawn is putting herself out there. It's huge, for someone like myself, or even if you're watching and you're empathic and you have intuitive hits, putting yourself out there is scary. It really is, because it's a vulnerable ability. But
Right.
we learn boundaries where Marshawn not only is sensitive, she is vulnerable and strong enough to show her grief and bereavement process to allow others to understand maybe what theirs is at the same time. So our biggest thanks, guys, is that you're talking about it.
Right.
Really.
Thank you.